Hello and welcome to another Figuring Out Japan video. We sell all the coolest Japanese collectibles and figurines straight out of Japan, and you can find out more details about us in the description of this video, including our eBay store and our Facebook page. So in this video we're going to be looking at the Girls' Memories figure of Sailor Saturn. Now there have been quite a few of these released, and this is actually the first time that I'm reviewing one of them. So we had Sailor Mercury, Sailor Venus, Sailor Moon, Sailor Mars, and Sailor Jupiter. And there was a new Sailor Moon series released last year. I have to admit, I haven't actually watched Sailor Moon, so to all the fans out there, I do apologize in advance if I say something silly. But I think from the series last year, we actually had the new characters like Sailor Saturn, Sailor Uranus, Sailor Neptune, all the way up to Pluto, even though Pluto now, of course, isn't a planet. And there has also been a Sailor Chibi Moon released as well. I'll just show you the figures I'm talking. So there have been quite a few of these figures, so you can actually collect the set if your heart so desires, and that would actually look really cool. But they're pretty much all the same kind of design, the same kind of style. So even if I review one, you sort of get the point of what they're all about. Now I'm going to diverge a little bit at first, because I'm sure you're all going to, some of you are very interested in Japan and Japanese culture and that sort of stuff. And so you may actually be wondering what the deal is with sailor outfits, because I sort of wondered the same thing as well. And there are actually many schools in Japan that do actually have outfits pretty much the same as these. You probably wouldn't see a bow that big. You probably wouldn't see this sort of V-cut either. Obviously you wouldn't see these sleeves, so it is a bit exaggerated because it's an animation. But if you come to Japan, you will see many girls wearing sailor outfits. Not all schools have them, but a lot do. Now that's not because of Sailor Moon, and I actually didn't know the reason myself. Just before doing this video I did a bit of a Google, and I learnt at uni you should never quote Wikipedia, but according to Wikipedia, if you go to the Japanese school uniform page, it actually says that it was introduced as a school uniform in 1920 in Heian Jogakuin, and 1921 by the principal of Fukuoka Jogakuin University, Elizabeth Lee. It was modelled after the uniform used by the British Royal Navy at the time, which Lee had experienced as an exchange student in the United Kingdom. So there you go. According to Wikipedia, that is why they use sailor outfits in Japan. So I didn't realize it was that old. Nearly 100 years ago. So 1920. Anyway, let's get into the figure. So you actually get three pieces in this figure. The first is the base, the second is the figure itself, so that's all one piece, and then you have this, I know I'm going to say something wrong here, but it's her wand or her weapon, whatever you want to call it. So three pieces, pretty easy to all get in. The sort of staff here, or the weapon, because it has this bottom part, you can't really feed it through the top, so you have to kind of put it on an angle and get it through her fingers, and then once it's in that grip you can straighten it out. So you do have to use a little bit of force there. I was a little bit worried I might break something, but it wasn't too bad to get in. I've certainly had a lot worse. In terms of the size, if I get my measuring tape, and apology to those who work in inches, but the base is about 10 millimeters. The figure itself takes you up to about 150, 155, and then if you look at the top of her weapon, that takes you up to about 200 millimeters, so about 20 centimeters. And just to put that in perspective, that is an iPhone 5 case, so that sort of gives you an idea of the perception. So it's actually quite large because it's such a thin, petite figure. I actually thought it was a bit smaller than what it really is, but you actually get some really good height into the figure. and I really just like the detail in the base. It's got that very sort of girly, cutesy base, and just the detail here on the sort of shoelaces, or the bootlaces, I guess you'd call them, and obviously her dress. And for those of you who are wondering, because I know there are some of you who will be wondering, that's what the underneath looks like. So nothing too perverted really under there, just standard undies, which is good. And I say that because I have actually seen in Japan, nothing like this, but just some really perverted figures. So it's good that they, did it in a mature way. And then you've got the nice sleeves with these sort of nice parts at the elbow, and then the bow, some really nice detail there. And probably my favorite part of the figure actually is the eyes. They would have to be the most detailed eyes I've seen on a figurine, me personally. There probably has been better, but for a sort of standard figure, that's very impressive. And you do get her little, again, this probably has a special name, but her sort of headband or headpiece. Sorry, we're losing focus. And you do get the nice earrings as well. And even her wand here, again, you can just see the nice detailing on all that, right down to the bottom. So very nice figurine. You also get this nice ribbon on the back, and the hair is there as well. I'll show you the box quickly, and it's pretty hard to show this actually in the box, but it's a very nice glossy box actually. It's got a very nice smooth print to that. I've never actually seen that before. Oh, maybe I have, I don't know. But it's quite nice actually. It's not sort of papery, it's quite a good quality print. So you can see, so this series is called The Girl's Memories, and the top up there says Bijo Josen Josenshi Seira Moon, which kind of means like young, beautiful sailor, warrior kind of thing. And you can see some of the printing, like the 20th anniversary. And there's the side of the box and the back of the box. It's quite rare for them actually not to show pictures of the figurine on the sides or the back, so I don't know why they did that with this one, but they did. And then that's the top, and you'll see there is the gold Toei animation sticker. A lot of people ask us about that, so if it's authentic it should have that. And then the bottom's just pretty standard. So great figure. One little criticism with it is because the pins are in the front of the feet, it does actually lean back a little bit. So you can see it's just sort of tilted back a little bit, but as long as you make sure that the pins are all the way in, that's actually not too bad. And certainly when you display it from the front, you really can't, you really can't tell at all. So that's probably the only thing I could really pick up on this. I'm actually really impressed with the quality and the detail, and very sort of nice, cute figure. We've actually had a lot of male customers order these figures as well, interestingly enough. So maybe Sailor Moon's not just for the women, maybe they're for presents, I don't know. But there you go. That is the Banpresto Girls' Memories figure of Sailor Saturn. Now, as I said, the other ones released in the series actually are quite rare to get now, so it's been a very popular series, so we don't actually have all of these listed on our store. But if you are interested in getting any of the others, then get in touch with us via the email in the description of this video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video.